I'm Kathleen Terry. I'm here with South Bay Live. We're in the offices of Momentum Pediatric Therapy Network, which is located in Torrance. It's a well-kept secret, and after today, I hope that you will take the effort to go to their website. And I'm going to give you the website right now, and I'll give it to you at the end. Got to get this correct. It's momentumforall.org. And sitting next to me today are two wonderful people that I'm going to have you meet. And one is Kseniya, who is the inspiration behind this particular interview, and the chairman of the board. You can't always have to have a chairman of the board, JJ. And so I'll let them introduce themselves to you.
Well, hello. Thank you all for supporting us in our fundraiser. My name is Kseniya Callberg. I'm Aspen's mom, Aspen Alexandra Callberg, and we live right here in the South Bay. And I'm a former emergency physician, a trauma emergency physician, and QA/QI educator and leader and a researcher. And right now, I'm Aspen's mom and ballet mom.
Great.
In short, and this is Dance for PTN is Aspens Fundraiser, which you'll hear a little bit more about very soon.
Good.
Yeah, thanks for being here.
Great. And actually, I'd love to have had Aspen here, but she's busy in her ballet activities, and she actually is a wonderful little girl, and you're going to see some video of her a little bit later. And since she can't be here in person, I have a quote that I got from her, and she says, "When I dance, I feel like I can fly. I feel like I'm free. I want to help raise money for kids with physical therapy and help kids live their dream." And that was stated by a 4-year-old ballerina. So you can imagine if she was here, she would not be sitting. She'd probably be dancing.
Oh, she'd be dancing around.
She'd be dancing.
Yeah, she'd be twirling around. She'd probably have all her tutus out on the floor.
Right.
I've lost count how many we have.
Yeah. Okay. So then the other person we have here with us and taking time out of a busy life is JJ, and JJ is actually the chair of the board of this organization. So she's also got quite an interesting background in the medical field, I believe. And just tell me how long you've been with the organization.
Well, I joined Momentum. We were formerly called United Cerebral Palsy of Los Angeles, Ventura, and Santa Barbara counties. That's a mouthful.
Yes.
In 2007, and so I've been involved with the organization for 15 years. And I've sat on the board of directors for the last decade, and for the last 2 years I've served as the chair of the board. I have one more year in my term. I retired from a long 3-decade career in pediatrics almost 10 years ago. And my office typically would be filled with kids with special needs, kids with a variety of medical and neurological problems. I took care of some very tough kids who had long problem lists and really needed some comprehensive help. And so these kids that we serve are in my heart. They always have been. They've been part of my mission. And so it's just such a pleasure to be merged now with the Pediatric Therapy Network. And it's thrilling to be here.
Right. So you have two groups here. You have one, I believe, in Long Beach and one in Torrance. Is that correct?
Well, for Momentum, Pediatric Therapy Network, yes, there are two outposts here in the South Bay.
Okay.
And then for Momentum at large, we serve probably close to 1,100 individuals from Santa Barbara all the way down through Orange County.
Okay, all right. So when I looked on the website, and I suggest you go to the website and check out their website, it says that your mission is empowering families, touching lives, and bringing hope. And so I'd like, before we get into the fundraiser, could you tell us a little bit about kind of who your target group is? What are you trying to do with these children? It's all children, I believe, right?
Down here at Momentum Pediatric Therapy Network,
right.
Yes it is. Yes, it is. So from birth, literally until when kids age out of services. There's a family-centered model where parents and family members are very, very involved in the day-to-day therapies, because therapy doesn't stop when you're here. You take it home and you continue all those lessons with your kids, much like when our kids go to school
right.
as well. Teaching never stops at 3 o'clock. The other thing is that we have multidisciplinary therapies here, so any one of our kids may need any or all of speech therapy, occupational therapy, physical therapy, and a full range of other supports as well. And it's an academic center as well because, especially with the sensory integration aspect of what goes on at PTN here, we have USC faculty here. Basically, they're worldwide experts in what's called sensory integration, and it's based on the work of Dr. A. Jean Ayers at USC at the Chan School of Occupational Therapy. So there's a lot going on. I mean, there are a lot of hats being worn by folks here, but at the end of the day, it's about getting these kids who may need a little jump start in certain aspects of their development or needing some assistance for a longer period of time, helping them to live their best lives, helping them to be the most independent they can be, and most of all, to be the happiest they can be.
Right. So that's why it's great for us to have you here, Kseniya, because you were actually, or your daughter was actually a recipient of the services of this organization.
Yes.
And that kind of propelled you to have your love for this group. So tell me a little bit about your involvement and your daughter's involvement with this organization.
We've been with PTN since Aspen was a few months old, and they've been part of our lives, and I would say part of our family for many years now.
Yes.
And since she's graduated, but the education that we've received, and really the family-centered approach and the encouragement, and kind of this great gift that they have given us. I mean, we utilize it still on a daily basis. How to approach certain things and certain tasks, that might be more difficult, let's say, than, others. And, she started with the Pediatric Therapy Network just at a few months old, about 7 months old.
Okay.
And she had weakness to the left side of her body. And, so it prevented her from sitting up on her own, from being able to stand up or to try and, get into a crawling position, and it even, affected her eating, how she would eat. And, when we started at Pediatric Therapy Network, we immediately had a huge support group and, this occupational physical therapy. And their whole goal was, to focus on, really addressing kind of her on her level and what her goals are and what she needs, instead of just kind of having a blanket, model of saying, oh, well, she can't sit, so we're just going to do this, this, and this like we do for everybody else. But no, it's all individualized. Based on what she needs and how she's kind of integrating, information and kind of what level she's on. And, for example, at, 7, 8 months old, she was already talking.
Right.
And, And, she's very, strong-willed, and she was already saying, I want ballet stuff. And she told her physical therapist, Cheryl had told her, well, Aspen, you have to learn to crawl. And this was at around 12, 14 months. And Aspen said, no, because I'm going to walk and I'm going to dance. And Cheryl said, but you have to crawl before you dance. And she said, nope. So she would go over, she'd roll herself over to the wall and try to get up.
Wow.
And, kind of give Cheryl this look.
Yeah.
And, so she was already kind of, she was very verbal and, kind of wanted things to be done how she wanted them to be done.
Right,
and,
right.
The biggest thing that we have loved is just having this team of, she did learn to crawl, but it was because her therapist really knew how to work with her to teach her to crawl, but in the spectrum of what she wanted to do.
Right.
And she wanted to be a dancer, and she wanted to be a ballerina, and she wanted to walk so that she can dance. And so she integrated teaching her to walk along with teaching her to crawl.
Right, right.
And so she started crawling after
Yeah.
all.
So let me, so, yeah, right. When I hear about your daughter, it's like I go, she seemed really young to have these thoughts and passions, but she actually was the one that kind of instigated this fundraiser.
She did,
right?
yes.
So tell me what she did to get you motivated to start this fundraiser.
She's still, we made a lot of friends while we were at the Pediatric Therapy Network. We still talk to a lot of the families. We play, still have play dates and everything. And she, a couple months ago, she all of a sudden came to me and she said, Mommy, do other kids, get to dance on stage and get to dance like I do? And I said, well, some do, some have other dreams, and, it just depends on kind of what your dream is, and you should follow what your dream is no matter what it is. And so she sits down, she kind of looks, and she says, I want to help other kids, and I want to help other kids to dance and to run and walk, and I want to do that. And I said, well, how are you gonna help the other kids? And she said, I want to dance. And I said, okay, well, what would you like to do? She's like, well, I think, we need to raise money for the other kids so they can, live their dreams.
And how old was she when she was saying this? Four.
And so I said, okay, well, let's think about how we're going to do that. And she's like, well, I can do a performance and I can dance. And I said, well, we have COVID, so how would we? So this is kind of where I came in and, kind of started thinking about, well, how can we do this and how can we do this together? And, and what better way than to kind of give back to, this amazing organization that has supported us and, has given us so many of these great gifts. And I think sometimes, we get these gifts for a reason, and it's what we do with them that kind of really matters.
Right. So Kseniya, I'm aware that you have some videos that we can see. So could you tell us a little bit about those videos?
Yes. So part of the idea we had for Dance for PTN is, of course, to share the work that this wonderful organization does, Pediatric Therapy Network, now Momentum Pediatric Therapy Network, by sharing a little bit of our dream with everybody else and Aspen's dream. She wanted to share with the other kids. So because of COVID, instead of a live performance, we decided to make 2 short films.
Okay.
With some of Aspen and Emma's favorite scenes from their favorite ballets. And what they have chosen was Swan Lake, and of course the Nutcracker.
They're my favorites too.
I know, mine too. And since it was spring, we called it Nutcracker in Spring, and Becoming, Swan Lake Becoming, because, part of growing and evolving is, becoming what you truly want to be. And so the girls danced some of their favorite scenes, and with the help of Manhattan Beach Studios, we were able to create really just magical cinematic short films.
Wow.
Ballet films, and costumes and crowns and everything else. And the girls had a really amazing time, and I really hope that those videos can inspire someone else to really follow their dreams. And we actually made an original piece of music for the trailer, which you can hear also right now. It's out right now. In addition, I think too, right before we filmed, it's interesting, but Emma, Aspen's friend, who performed Odette for us, the White Swan, she actually broke her foot.
Oh.
And so she danced entirely with her upper body for this. And, I think it really goes to show that the only limitations we have are the ones that we set ourselves.
Right.
And, I hope that, you'll join us for
watching
our
these.
premiere and, kind of, be willing to follow your dreams too.
Right. So in order to see these videos, we would go to the website, correct?
Yes,
Yeah. So I want to share with you the website. And the website, I've got it right down here. It says momentumforall.org. Now it's the 4. Okay, it's not spelled out. Momentumforall.org. And that's where you're going to find out everything you want to know about this phenomenal organization, see those videos, and also be able to contribute to this fundraiser. So help be part of this dream. Every little bit helps. $5, $20, $100. See if we can really provide support to this fundraiser. Thank you for being with us.